name is Kat, and I may have forgotten how to do this. So, it's a new year. Thank God. I mean, it's kind of the same as 2016 so far. Like, not a big difference. At least people are still hopeful. Like, there's still the potential that everything won't be shit. Before I can fully embrace this new year, I kind of want to reflect a little bit and tell you guys about some of my favorite books of the year, and then I'm just plowing straight into the future, and all memories of 2016 are gonna get buried in the back of my mind with all my other repressed thoughts and feelings. So let's do this. You may be aware that I didn't read much last year, so I only have a top 5 here. 5 books that were published and that I read and loved in 2016. This list is probably not going to be very surprising because, you know, since I didn't read a lot, when I did read, I gravitated more toward authors I already enjoyed. I didn't really reach out of my comfort zone too much, and that is something that I want to do differently this year. There's a lot of things I want to do differently this year. But I'll talk about the future in the future. Without further ado, in no particular order, right? Are these in chronological? Reverse chronological? It doesn't matter! Here are the books, let's begin! So first up I have here, The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This was actually the Booksplosion Book of the Month for December, and also the most recent book I finished, which happened in mid-December. I haven't been reading. Hello. Anything I could tell you about the synopsis of this book just wouldn't do it justice. Like, you have a girl and a boy who meet and they have this impactful, memorable day together, and I'm not doing it justice. It's so much more than that. The writing is beautiful, the story is engrossing, the characters are fantastic, and you have these two sides to the story. There's the side of like lighthearted, adorable, sweet romance, and then there's the side that deals with more serious issues like immigration and racism and family expectations, and it's balanced perfectly. Like, for a book that deals a lot with fate and falling in love very quickly, this is a very grounded and realistic book. It's like Nicola Yoon overheard someone saying like, I hate it when characters fall in love after like 24 hours. It's just, it's never realistic or well done. And Nicola Yoon was like, oh, that's how you feel? Well, challenge accepted. And then she delivered. This was wonderful, highly recommended. If you like contemporary, if you think contemporary is okay, like, this is one of those must-read contemporaries. Next up, I have here Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. If I had to describe this book in just one word, it would be cool, because it's just a very cool read. Like, the story is cool, it's set in space, the characters are cool, they're really badass, the format is cool because it's told in like hacked documents and files and stuff. Reading this book is just such an experience. Like, the format of it really makes you get invested and engaged. The reader has to kind of take an investigative role. Like, you're more active in the storytelling because you kind of feel like you're piecing it together yourself through these documents. It's just so much fun, so much action, so much coolness. I love this book. Illuminae, book 1, was one of my favorites of 2015. Gemina, book 2, favorite of 2016. I'm ready for book 3. Okay, book 3, finale to the trilogy, coming out this fall. I'm ready. Bring it on. The next book I have here in my favorites of 2016 list is Magnus Chase and the Hammer of Thor by Rick Riordan. This is the second book in Rick Riordan's trilogy that focuses on Norse mythology and follows a 16-year-old boy named Magnus Chase who discovers that he is the son of a Norse god. This trilogy, it's only a trilogy, which I am very upset about because, like, I would read a million books with Magnus and friends. What I loved about the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series was Percy's voice. That first-person narration, his humor, just, like, carrying us through the story. Loved that. What I loved about Heroes of Olympus was that it was more young adult, like they were dealing with more mature problems, they were older, it was more epic in scope. This book blends the best of both of those other series into one. I only started reading Rick Riordan's books in the last few years, so I didn't grow up with Percy. Like, I have no, like, nostalgic attachment to either of his other series, and I just love this series so much that, you know, it's gonna depend on book 3, how it all wraps up. But if the third book is on par, this will be my favorite series from Rick Riordan yet. It's so good. The next book I have here is one that gives me a lot of feelings, and that is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This is the sequel to A Court of Thorns and Roses, which I read last year and I loved, and this book blows that one away. It's a little ironic that this is one of my favorites when Empire Storms was probably my most disappointing read. I didn't hate Empire Storms, it just didn't compare at all in my mind to this book. I wish I could explain more eloquently why I enjoyed this book so much, but I'm very emotionally attached to at least one of the characters. Like, all the characters are great, they're fine, but, like, there's one character that, like, I love. And I can't say anything without spoiling you, so just can't wait for the third book. I will be rereading this in the next few months here, like, as preparation, because this book was just, oh my gosh, I loved it. I loved it. It's okay if you didn't, but I did. And here we are. The final book on my list of favorites for 2016 is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. This is book 1 of the Dark Artifices series, and while it wasn't my favorite Cassie book of all time, it is, in my opinion, the best first book in a series she's ever written. There is just so much potential for this series, and after just the first book, I'm already so emotionally hooked into these characters and their stories. With each book, Cassandra Clare just gets better and better. Like, as an author, she is constantly improving. And each book just hooks you more and more into the lives and stories and legacies of these characters. Like, we're following families through generations, and I care too much at times. I adore both Emma and Julian so much. I find their situation, their relationship so compelling, and I cannot wait to see what Cassandra Clare does with this series. Like, I'm on board. I'm on board. I'm buckled in. Take me places, Cassie. Take me magical, wonderful places with your words and your stories. Thank you. Alright, there you have it, my 5 favorite reads of 2016. I do want to quickly shout out my Goodreads here. I was real bad at making video reviews and wrap-ups in 2016, but I do try to at least write a few sentences about each book I read on Goodreads. So if you want to check out my page over there, you can stay up to date on what I'm currently reading, if I am currently reading, and I have usually more detailed reviews over there. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat, and just all of the social media links are in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. I will have another video up soon. Soon is a relative concept. Time is a relative concept. Time is an illusion created by humans? This outro has just gone way off the rails. Bye!